Good morning, everyone. I'm David, and welcome to Bolivar Live Saturday morning. We're going to talk circus, banquets, and the big store in Key Sahara being honored last night in Galveston. But first, this Bolivar Live is brought to you by the big store. When you're on Bolivar and you need anything, stop by the big store. You'll be greeted by a staff of smiling faces and a staff that's eager to help you find what you're looking for. If the big store doesn't have it, chances are you really don't need it. Well, you know, Team Bolivar, part of what we're going to talk about this morning is accomplishments for Team Bolivar. And Team Bolivar consists of our advertisers and you, the listener, the ones that make comments, that share, that follow us. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what we were able to accomplish in 2020 and what we're looking for in 2021. Last night I had the privilege of attending the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce 176th Banquet. It was at the San Luis Convention Center, and the theme, as you can see, was the circus. It was a grand event, and it had some meaning for Bolivar Peninsula. You know, Key Sahara does a lot in the big store for the peninsula, from being open during major ice storms to making sure the community has what they need and the events down here. Last night, Keith was honored at the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce for what he's done and on being on the board. In 2020, we went to the Galveston Regional Chamber and said, we want to be a part of you for the tourism center. And we worked out to where we have someone from Bolivar on their board now, and that happens to be Key Sahara. And Brad's also involved with the work up in Austin, letting people know what we need over here. And so it was a big step for Bolivar tourism and expanding the Galveston Regional. We now have representation at the state level and the county level through the Galveston Chamber. If we need anything over here, we can go to them and they'll help us get to the right people. But last night, as you can see, Keith was honored. Gina Spagnolia called him up, and for what he's done and his position on the board now. But one of the things that made it possible was what Team Bolivar was able to accomplish in 2020 during a major pandemic. You know, we've got the BolivarPeninsulaTexas.com website, and it was built for tourism and economic growth, and 2020 showed what it could do. And we're going to go over some of the numbers here while you're watching this circus, excuse me, because it was a grand night, the food was great, and the games were fun. In 2020, Team Bolivar was able to grow 70.3% on our BolivarPeninsulaTexas.com website. We averaged 1,060 people a day to the website, and that was a growth of 80% of unique users. Now on page views, we had over 2,117,302 page views, which was a growth of 58.76% from the previous year. That averaged out to 5,800.82 page views per day. Our social media, and we broadcast to 7 different social media sites plus our website now. But our Facebook grew tremendously. We ended the year with over 50,100 followers, and that was a growth of 33.2%, or 12,514 followers for the year, an average of 34.28 new followers a day. That's how many people want to see what Bolivar has to offer, and then in return turns into growth for tourism and economic development down here. New businesses, new vacationers, new families coming down to enjoy Bolivar and purchasing a home, hopefully, after a while. So Team Bolivar has been able to do a lot in 2020. We've got some great plans for 2021, and part of it is working with the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce. In fact, we have a meeting Monday or Tuesday to go over some things with them. So just wanted to let you see the fun that I had last night. It was with some Bolivar people, Keith, Zahar, Charlene, Dennis, and his wife Elaine, and then several other people there. Talked to Mays Middleton and several of the politicians and introduced myself from Bolivar Peninsula. So anyway, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was our Bolivar Live feeds. We started these to inform people during some of the storms that we had down here, but now we use it to let people know what Bolivar has to offer and show the beauty down here. Happy to say that in 2020, we averaged about 7,300 to 7,500 views per Bolivar Live. That's a growth. In 2019, it was about 4,300 views. So we're getting the word out as a team. We're working together, co-op and advertising, and just having a great time building tourism and economic growth down here on Bolivar Peninsula. So we look forward to 2021. We've got some great plans, some great events set for 2021. The Rusty Standridge Memorial Sandcastle Building Contest comes up March 13th. Last year was the first year, and with the passing of Rusty, we've made it a memorial to him. And want to thank his wife, Sarah, and Latitude for getting involved with it, since it was his and her idea to start the event. We've got the Brad and Big Rich's Cajun Chef's Cook-Off that took off and was a grand event last year at the Crab Fest grounds, and we're looking forward to it again this year in October. We've got the Southern Broadband Music Fest the end of June. And so we're working that plus some new advertising avenues that we're going to use to market Bolivar Peninsula for tourism and economic growth, both for home rentals and for businesses down here. So want to thank Keith Zahar for everything he does down here. Want to thank everyone that greeted us at the banquet last night. It was a fun event, and we're looking at how we could have an event like that over here for area businesses too, to help raise money maybe for a nonprofit. So anyway, it was foggy out this morning. Figured we'd show you a little circus that we went to last night and a grand banquet over in Galveston. Want to thank Gina Spagnolia for working with us and the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce for accepting us as an arm of their organization and being able to have one of our businesses over here on the board to help make decisions on what's good for Bolivar and what we need over here. And future development. So anyway, we're going to head on out. Let us know where you're listening from. Spring break's right around the corner. You have plans to join us? Hope you do. Remember, if you want to see what Bolivar looks like anytime, you can view our 10 live streaming webcams at BolivarPeninsulaTexas.com. You can also follow us through our live feeds that we have daily, either on one of our social media pages or on our website under the Bolivar Live blog. We're going to head on out. Hope y'all's coffee's hot this morning and hope this fog burns off. We'd like to see some sunshine. Until next time, this is David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless. And we'll see you for Spring Break 2021 here on the Upper Texas Coast, Bolivar Peninsula. God bless and bye-bye.